Okay, and I am back with another celebration hop, and this time we are celebrating Rebecca Lockhart, and I will be scrap lifting her. This is the layout that I chose to scrap lift. I don't know why, it just was very, very appealing to me. And I also wanted to try something a little off. So what I got from that layout was the fact that she's got a really dark background and then like kind of sort of an off color, in my opinion. I mean, it works for her. It worked really well. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to use pink as my off color because I don't ever use pink, and pink is kind of sort of hard for me. So I also don't have as many photos as Rebecca used. So I only have the two, but they are rather large compared to hers. And then, so get your words together. Because my photos were on the large side and I didn't have as many, I brought in this cut file. And this cut file came from the Creative Cuts Club that you get a monthly kit that includes pre-cut cut files that are exclusive, but I found similar to ones on the internet for those that have asked where this came from, okay? But the design might have been altered and exclusive for the Cut Club, so it's similar to but not exact. How's that? And so anywho, I do plan on using this cut file. I do plan on using lots and lots of labels. I pulled out some pink hearts. I pulled out a really cool little word. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this, but it has pink dots on it. So, or maybe they're supposed to be purple. I'm not sure. A really old, close to my heart, little 4x4 sticker sheet. These are uber thin. Definitely. They were kind of like their idea of a smash book, and so they wanted to make everything thin. I also pulled out some My Mind's Eye little words. I haven't read them, so I don't even know if they're going to work. Lots of labels from all different companies. This one had a peachy pink label. I don't know if I'm going to use all this stuff. I just pulled it out. This one here has a little word that just says create art, and so I thought that I would look on here and see if there was anything else, because that caught my eye. So I was like, oh, perfect. More Vicky Boutin little label things. I don't know. This was gifted to me, so I don't know who this is by. More. I didn't know which one I wanted to use because this one also is pink-ish. So I wanted to see how this layout goes, and then I picked out some pink letters for my title. Okay, I want my title to be kind of sort of small, but kind of sort of fun. I also have some white paint and gold paint. I probably won't do a gold background, but I do plan on doing the white background because her caption in here is white gesso, anyone. Because I'm assuming, and I believe I've watched this before because it intrigued me, I'm assuming she only had clear gesso. So I will watch it again though, because that's the only caption she has on there, and so I'm I'm assuming she didn't have any. But it's so super fun. I brought out some brushes and then a white gel pen because she did outline her entire layout in white. Okay? Alright. So I plan on doing this. I also want to say this is a celebration for Rebecca, in case I forgot, because I think I did. Because she hit her 500 subscriber mark. I do recommend that you guys go check her out. I fell in love with her the very first video that I watched. I was like just dying because she's my people big time. And so even though I don't know her personally, I feel like we have a lot in common. I feel like there is, you know, so much more that we could learn from each other. Definitely, for sure. So go check her out. I believe she is also doing a giveaway on her channel. So also check that out, okay? Alright, so I'm going to stop gabbing. I am going to work on this layout and see what a mess I can make. Oh, I also pulled out my messy mat. Or my glass mat. So I am sorry for the glare. Sorry. But anywho, I'm gonna get going. I'm kind of excited to use. Oh, I didn't tell you guys about these. So these are also the like they're Chamel's flowers. I just cut them out of. I fussy cut them out of the paper. So, and the best part about these flowers is even though they're overlapping and underlapping a bunch of the other colored flowers, because of the wide and the weird way that they wrap around, I can cut them to suit my needs and not show any of the other colored flowers that were in there. So, anywho, I did that. I have this Chamel little cool thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to put my title on that or not. I haven't figured that out yet. And then, of course, some butterflies from Chamel. All right. Okay. Let's get started now officially, I swear. I might go into my stash and pull out some cardstock because I just realized I don't have any of that either. Let's get going. Off camera, I went and shrunk my photos down and gave them a pink kind of pastel, like a really light pink, whatchamacallit, photo mat. Ha! I knew what it was. And now I am just trying to trim down this cut file so that way it doesn't take up the entire page. And I kind of sort of debated about cutting a little bit more off, but I wanted some of them to kind of peek out and be seen and be, you know, like understood of what they were. And now I am going to whitewash the back of my page, not the back of it, but, you know, behind the cut file. And I just really had no clue what I was going to do. So I was just trying to figure out how much that I needed to kind of whitewash. And I am doing a very light dry brushing. And I'm trying to fill in the space where the cut file will be, what's it called? Will be, I don't want to say glued because I have no intention of gluing that cut file. I'm going to use all of my elements to help hold the cut file down because that's just too tiny of a cut file to be gluing down in my opinion. So yeah, I use all the layers to help hold it in place. I'm a cheater. It's okay. So I'm just trying to do the cut file. When I first started brushing everything going across, I realized, well, I don't want it to look like that's what I did. So I'm adding some swirls. I'm just trying to use up all my paint. And as the paint dries, you can see that it kind of sort of fades into a blue. And it is white. It is there. But it's the effect I was going for, like a whitewash effect on top of the blue. And, you know, my morning coffee, sorry. So I do love how it looks. And now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to place my flowers because I want them to be in and around and, you know, in and out of this cut file. I wanted it, some of it behind, some of it in front. I didn't want all of it to just be on top. And of course, I do everything the hard way because I wanted to make sure that my photos were still going, you know, like it wasn't going to cover up my photos. So, and then I thought, well, this one was off the page, but I really wanted it to be on the side of this photo. And so that's exactly where I wanted it, but I tested it on the side first because I didn't want to cut this, I didn't want to cut the image, and then I ended up cutting the image anyways. So yeah, well, it happens. And this is what I was talking about, how this flower is so easily manipulated to where it doesn't look like, you know, it belonged anywhere. I love this flower, you guys. I wish I could replicate it over and over and over again because it is kind of the easiest flower. You can make all those big ones really, really small if you wanted to, and it would still look good. So here I'm just going to go for it, you guys. I'm very light-handedly gluing things in place. I want to still be able to tuck and weave things in, but I do want to secure everything down. And so I don't, I just barely add adhesive. And then I'm going to rub my layout on this edge of my desk to make it a little bit more flat. So that way when I add a few more things, I'm going to, not have it all
slide into the center. So I realized that I did not leave any room for that large tag. So guess what? I'm not going to use it. And then this, My Mind's Eye, I wasn't too impressed with the indie. Is that what it was called? Was indie, the line that they had. Anyways, I wasn't too impressed with that particular line. Indie chic. That's what it was called. Yeah. So I cut around and just left the word creative available for me to use, but I didn't like the rest of it, in all honesty, even though it matched. I didn't like it. And when I pull out my glass mat, especially for stickers, what I do is I pull everything off and I stick it on the edge of my glass mat. So everything is right in front of me that I want to use. And, but I don't have to pull out a wax sheet of paper. I just stick it to my glass mat and it comes right up. Yeah. So it's kind of handy. I just don't like the glare that all of my lights add to the glass mat. And that's why I kind of sort of stopped using it in my videos. It's actually kind of perfect because it fits in my camera frame just perfect. And so then I know exactly where I am in and out of the camera. So I know not to push my layout too far up. I know not to push it too far over and things like that. But because of all that glare, I don't like it, you guys. I want you guys to be able to not be, the lights shine in your face. Anyways, what am I doing? I am trying to find, a location for all of the goodies that I picked out between the Vicky Bouton stickers, the label stickers that I have no clue where they came from, also some Scraptastic Kit Club stickers that, it's no longer available. Just a bunch of randomness that I had in my stash and I am just trying to find homes for. Now, this creative sticker that I cut out from, like I said, the Indie Chic collection by My Mind's Eye, I have a hard time trying to find it because I didn't realize that I had 2 of these tiny word stickers that said creative. I didn't want them all to be the same word. And I didn't realize that. I wasn't paying attention when I picked out my words. I thought I was doing good, but apparently not. And so this Vicky Bouton sticker I decided to cut in half so that way it fit a little bit more to where I wanted to put it. And it just says, remember the everyday, or record the everyday. Oh, that would have looked cool too. So record the everyday. And I thought that was pretty cool because this is just random. It's just a little random little bit that... we sit at restaurants and we wait for food, and it's kind of one of those things where my daughter loves to draw. And so she always draws on the back of that little kids menu that they give you instead of doing the little activities. So it's kind of fun. I'm just trying to, for the first thing I did was I found a home for all of my random words. And now I'm just trying to find a home for all of the decorative bits that I picked out. I've got one that has just little stripes on it, one that has kind of a weird design on it, hearts, a label, things like that. And I'm trying to go one for one. So like if I put a word here, then I'm going to put, an element, a decorative element on it, around it, next to it, things like that. So that's basically what I was trying to do. I feel like it balances the layout out, but in all honesty, I don't really know what I'm talking about half the time, so I couldn't tell you. I did pick out some hearts because this is about my daughter, and my youngest daughter, by the way. And I do have a hard time using hearts. So I decided that I was going to, pull off these hearts. This is a perfect time to use them because she is my little sweetheart. And it just makes sense to me to do this. And so now I'm going to move on to the title. And the title is going to be Restaurant Art because that's what we do. This time my husband decided to play along and he drew her a rose and it says "For my little princess" down at the bottom. So yes, she loves it when Daddy draws with her and gets in it with her, and she just feels special. So, which she is. So not that all of my children aren't special, but you know what I mean. So It is hard for me to spell words backwards. So it does take me a little bit to spell out the word restaurant. Plus it's a really long word, and whoever came up with that word, they need help, because that's not a fun word. Who thought of that word? Anyways, it's something that I'm going to have to go look up, because it's a weird word. Anyways, I decided to fill in the gap with another label. I figured I could put the date up there if I feel the need. And then I wanted to add some more hearts. And so this is my travel bin of enamel dots. You guys didn't really get to see the bin, but this is my pink baggie that I have. And I just happen to have a couple of hearts, and they're two different colors. So I think that that's kind of perfect. And I end up using them all. There's only 4. And yeah, so that is the last little bit that I am going to add to this layout. I am going to go back to my paints, and this is a gold paint by Heidi Swap. I'm not sure if it was for her screen printing or not. I picked it up because I love the shine to it. Now, I did add a little bit too much water. I didn't mean for it to over squirt like that, so I do have to add just a little bit more paint. But for the technique that I'm getting ready to do, a little bit goes a long way. So basically what you do is you take your water or your paint, you squirt it with water, and then I take this fan brush and I mix it in, only using this brush, because if you use another brush, then you're just wasting product. And then I just start flicking. Now, the key is to flick down, and not flick it to where you've got your finger held out and you're flicking it on your finger, because then it splatters up instead of down. Yeah, it's fun. So I'm using my white gel pen. This is an Arteza, Arteza gel pen. It is 1.0 in diameter of the nib. And so I just absolutely love it. It is my favorite so far, but it's the best one that I have found yet. So be sure to check that out. I found mine on Amazon. Thank you, Janet, for that. And now I'm just taking a quick hot minute to glue everything down, make sure everything is a little bit more secured, because again, I left it rather light-handed so I could tuck and weave things in place. And that is it. I am done. I am so stoked with how this turned out. It is a very girly page for me. I'm not sure if I could ever do that again. But I do love how it turned out. Be sure to check out everyone else that is hopping along with Rebecca, celebrating her 500 subscriber what is that called? Milestone? Yes, it is a 500 milestone. Be sure to check her out. Subscribe if you haven't, because she is amazing. I love listening to her and her quirkiness. It is awesome. And also check out the giveaway that she's doing. All right, I will check you guys tomorrow. Bye.